So today we're going to talk about worrying. Sorry. My little nose won't stop itching. Um, Worrying causes stress. Stress causes death. So we know that stress is the number one killer in America, and it all starts with worrying. Um, we worry over things that we can't control. Why do we do that? Because we imagine, because when we have this idea of how things should go, and a lot of times things don't go our way exactly how we think they should go. Um, you know, we can't change how we can't change what happens. We can only change our reaction to the action, right? So the number one question I think we should ask ourselves is, why are we worrying? Um, I'll give you a little bit about what's going on with me right now. I do feel very overwhelmed. Be very vulnerable with you guys. Um, I just got a new puppy, and it's actually quite funny. I just got a new puppy, and he was not neutered when I found him. Somebody on our Facebook page of our neighborhood posted and asked if he was anybody's. I was like, hey, if he's not anybody's and he's not microchipped, let me know. So I picked him up. Little did I know, not only was I going to love him a lot, I was also going to worry over him a lot. I'll just turn you guys. Oh, I can't turn you around, can I? Okay, well, whatever. No, I definitely can't. Okay. So with that being said, he got neutered last Wednesday. And in the process of getting neutered, he now has, I realize our windows are gross. He now has a hematoma in his scrotum. He moved around a little too much, and it did not heal properly, or it started to not heal at all. So I ended up taking him to the doggy ER Monday, and thankfully, the doctor said that he can go on antibiotics, anxiety meds, and pain medication. I asked for anxieties for myself, but he said he doesn't prescribe those. I said, with all this worrying that I'm doing over him, I'm gonna need something too. They also realized it was a joke. So, with that being said, he is. Dang it, I can't. I wish I could show you. See him? Yes, it's a mattress in our living room. It's the guest mattress because we can't have him on our mattress. What was it? Saturday night, he busted his scrotum and bled all over our bed. We had a mattress protector, which is the only reason why our mattress doesn't have blood in it. So, in an attempt to not let that happen again, I put him in here on the mattress. So, yeah, and I don't know what the heck he's doing now. But as long as he's laying down, not moving, I'm fine. So, with all that to say, I've been worrying so much over if he's gonna heal, and a lot of. I'll kind of take you through my thought process, right? So, not only do I want him to not be in pain because I don't have 3+ grand to spend on a surgery for him. I worry if it's gonna heal. If it doesn't heal, and I don't have the money, am I gonna have to put him down? Like, that's one of my big worries right now. But on the flip side, I have antibiotics for him, and the doctor said that it should work perfectly fine. So I am stressing over and I'm worrying over something that I don't even know if it's going to come to pass. And a lot of times I feel as though, sorry, I'm moving around so much. A lot of times I feel as though we all do that. We all worry over things that we can't control, which you've all heard the old anecdote where it says, can you control it? No. Why are you worrying about it then? Because you can't control it. You can't change it. You can? Can you change it? Can you control it? Yes. Then why are you worrying about it? You have this in the bag. All you have to do is take the action to do it, right? So we worry over things when we don't need to. There are benefits to worrying. If those benefits are, ooh, look at it, it's so bad. Poor guy. Those benefits are, if it is life changing, if it's life altering, if it saves your life or someone else, then you 100% should worry. And most of the time, I have found that those worries, or I have heard that those worries are acute worries. Like, for example, when you're in traffic and someone slams on their brakes. Well, shit, I'm worrying if, excuse my language, well, shit, I'm worrying if I'm going to hit them. So I'm going to quickly, move over. It's kind of that fight or flight thing, right? You better sit down, lay down. Leave my little toesies alone, lay down. He has this cute little cone of shame on. I'm surprised he didn't start trying to attack the phone. He doesn't like seeing reflections of himself. But anyways, we're not here for that. So, I'll touch on a few more things. The video is probably not going to be 30 minutes. I actually did a video before this, and then I deleted it because I was like, I don't really like it so much. And that was a worry. See, we worry about everything. And the precursor to this, I put up another video talking about being in the moment. That's a great way to really calm yourself down, to center, and to not worry so much. So with that being said, my manager, who is arguably the best manager in the world and one of the most inspirational people I've met because she's so emotionally intelligent along with just intelligent in general, and just very inspirational. So she told me one time when I was kind of like expressing a concern to her, like a worry, like a stress, she said, worrying is a gross misuse of your imagination. And I loved that. At first I was very surface level to me. Not what she said, but how I comprehended it, right? So I was like, oh, that's great, and I thought I really got it because I was like, oh shoot, I'm in low battery. And I thought it, and I was like, oh, that's really great. And like, I get it. Well, then I thought about it later. And I thought, wow, that really hits home. Because I was imagining, I don't know if any of you like to do this, but I like to sit out there and look at the stars and imagine what else is out there. I just think it's so cool. So I was imagining the stars and I'm like, I could really imagine this, and I can imagine how things could go in a more positive light than imagine how all the bad things can happen, right? So like I imagine that the antibiotics are going to work for him and that he is going to get better and I don't have to spend $3,000 or put him down, opposed to the latter, right? For so many other people, I think people have concerns like if you have kids, like, are they gonna be okay in school? Are they gonna be okay on the monkey bars or whatever? Are they gonna fall and break their arm? Like a little minor worry, right? I mean, it's a big worry at the time, but all in all, we know that kids are resilient and that bones in children grow a lot easier than bones in adults. So breaking your arm as an adult is a little worse than breaking as a kid, because as a kid you used to have a lot of opportunity for growth, literal growth. And yeah, so I have made it a point to try my hardest to use my imagination for looking at the positive in things instead of looking at the negative. Yesterday I was blessed enough to be able to go to a seminar at work, or a little workshop, whatever you want to call it, a webinar, where where they talked about stress and how to de-stress through gardening. And I would venture to say that it's more than just gardening. You can do anything you want to help de-stress. You can cook in the kitchen, right? I have a friend who she just posted on Instagram where she made a frittata. And I know her, so I know that she put a lot of love and what's the word I'm looking for? Love and just joy, joy in it. And it was something I'm sure that helped her to de-stress. Not only because she's like, well, I don't have to make it later, in the week. I made it now and I've meal prepped for the week, right? And it was really delicious. And I even reached out to her. I was like, hey, like I have formerly made a frittata and I absolutely love this. And I have to say, her frittata looked much better than mine. But anyways, I digress. So I know that for her, a way of de-stressing is cooking, and I will tell you, she is so great. I have tried some of her food and her delicious treats, and they're so good. So I know that she puts a lot of love and joy and peace in them, right? And so at work, and so you can do that with many things. Like some people like to paint, like to read, like to write. Like I like to read and to write, and I like to garden. So when the lady yesterday was talking about gardening and de-stressing, she was talking about how when we garden, we need to be mindful and see how those things can also be applicable to our lives. So for me, watering, when you have an idea, when you have a plant and you plant that seed, or when you have a seed and you plant that seed and you water it, it's going to grow. The more you water it, the more you tend to it, the more you give it time and energy, it's going to grow. The same thing with a thought, with a worry, with an idea. The more you water something, the more it's going to grow. So you can choose to water the good things and not water the bad things. You can water plants and you can water weeds. It's really up to you. With that being said, when you're out there and you're gardening, and actually go out and garden, like I'm not just talking about metaphorically, but like physically go out and garden, it also helps to de-stress because you're taking all the energy that you're putting into stress, into worrying, and you're putting it into pulling weeds, into watering, into planting, into aerating the ground, like if you need to. And you have that space in your mind to work out whatever it is that you're worrying about. For me, it's like I came up with an action plan for something when it had been previously stressing me out. I came up with an action plan for it. I was able to put my energy into actually pulling weeds. I know some people think that's a chore and it's hard, but I tend to enjoy it. So it helped me to really put my mind on that, put my emotions on that, put my energy on that, and think of a solution for the problem that I was facing. So, with that being said, go out there, feel the feelings, feel the worries, let them go, let them come and let them go. Um, so, when you go to pull weeds, physically, it's great. It gives you good exercise. Now, when you pull weeds metaphorically, if you have a friend or a job or something that is just bringing you down, that's causing you stress, that's causing you worry, that's just like that friend is just negative, or that job is just like you cry before you go into it. I've done that before. I literally had a job where I cried before I went into it. I literally wanted to get in a wreck so I did not have to go into work. That's a bad thing. That's a bad position to be in. So put your energy somewhere else. Find something that you want to do. Imagine what could go right instead of imagine what could go wrong. There are so many opportunities in this world as far as a job goes. Imagine that you're going to get one. Speak it into existence. And when I talk about speaking into existence, I don't mean just say, I want that job. I mean, I'm going to get that job. I'm going to get that job because I'm going to apply for that job. And once I apply for that job, I'm going to then interview for that job. And when I interview that for job, I'm going to do well in the interview because I'm going to practice. I'm going to do mock interviews. And then once you do that and you get the in-person video or interview, because so many people do phone interviews now before, I'm going to do really great in the in-person interview because I know I'm going to get this job, so I'm going to be more confident in my interview. I'm going to be more confident in my answers because not only do I want this, but also I practice for this. I prepared for this. So speak that into existence, right? So don't worry, do the opposite. Okay? Know and be confident that you're going to have a positive outcome. Don't worry about what could go wrong. Worry about what could go right. Let me rephrase. Don't worry about what could go wrong. Be excited about what could go right and work towards that. Because when you spend your time worrying, and it's important to identify when you're worrying. So when you are sitting there and your mind is just racing, a lot of times we get caught up in that racing, and that we just don't stop, and it just keeps going and it keeps going. Stop. Stop thinking about it. Be mindful. Start looking, like, close your eyes, worry about, just think about what's going on around you. Think about hey man, calm down, sit or lay down. Think about the noises that you have outside. Hear the birds chirping, hear the wind rumbling, look at the trees and see how beautiful they are. Be in the moment. Don't be in the worry. Yeah, so that's pretty much where I was going with that. This video went a lot better than the first one I did, I'll have to say. I still, yeah. So, I worried about my videos. I worried about if you guys are going to be mad because I didn't post, sooner. It's a lot of, and I worry, I'm going to be honest with you, I have anxiety issues and I twitch a lot, as I'm sure you've noticed. I say that as I do it, but I worry if I'm going to be judged for that, it's a big worry of mine. I'm very insecure about it as I'm getting read. I'm talking about it. Hey, come back in here, man. Come lay down. And I worry if people are going to make fun of me, and I can't live in that. I can't worry about that because I can't change it. It's something that I cannot change. And if I cannot change it, then why am I going to stress over it? You know what I mean? So now at this point, I just kind of do it and I don't care. I think that if someone's going to judge me over that, then I don't really need them. I don't want them around me. So I'm not going to stress over those people because they're going to eventually weed themselves out of my life, or I'm going to weed them out of my life. And so, yeah, so I want to leave you guys with the most important part of this, and it is worrying is a gross misuse of your imagination, because there are so many other things that you can imagine that are going to be great besides these pores, that are going to be great. Don't worry about what could go wrong. Don't imagine what can go wrong. Use that imagination to build a business. Use that imagination to build a house. Use that imagination to build a family. Use that imagination to do something. To build a painting if you like to paint. I don't know. I'm not very good, but I can draw a stick figure that has, a spine that does this. It's fine. No big deal. Just don't worry. Use that in a more positive direction. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Next time, I'm hoping that I will have someone that I can interview so we can have more of a conversation, as this should be a courageous conversation and not a courageous monologue, if you even want to call it that. So, yeah, so if anybody wants to volunteer to talk about a topic, it doesn't have to be one that I brought up. It could be one, or that I previously talked about. It can be one that you want to talk about. Let me know. Have a good one. Bye.